Eins, zwei, drei.
Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much to mom and me, just his old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. I don't blame him cause he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, when they named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that it was quite a joke, and it got a little laugh from lots of folks. Seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would kick and then I'd get rid, and some guy laughed and I'd bust his head. I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard, my wits got keen. Roamed from town to town to hide my shame. But I made me a vow to the moon and stars that I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill that man that gave me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I'd just had time and my throat was dry. Thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. At an old saloon on the street of mud, there at a table, dealing studs, said the dirty mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had. I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. It was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood went cold, and I said, "My name is Sue! How do you do? Now you're gonna die." But I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, came up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. But I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed the walls and into the street, kicking and gouging the mud and the blood and the beer. Well, I tell you, I fought tougher, man, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. Well, I heard him laugh and then I heard him cuss, and he reached for his gun, but I pulled mine first, and he stood there looking at me, and I saw him smile, and he said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough, and I know I wouldn't be there to have you along." So I'd give it that name, and I said goodbye, and I knew you'd have to get tough and die, and it's that name that'll help to make you strong. He said, "Now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me, you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in the guts and the swift guy, cause I'm that son of a bitch that named you Sue." What could I do? I got all choked up and I threw down my gun. I called him a pa and he called me a son. I come away with a different point of view. I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win. If I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him after you.